Okay. So today is the first class of protein metabolism, and I think we are lucky that we are starting just after your first PCT is over. So I hope that you all have read the protein chemistry, you know. So let's recap something. What is protein? Can anyone tell me what is protein? How do you define it?
The building block of the blood body.
Yes, building of the blood, building block of the body. आप ये नर्सरी से पढ़ते आ रहे हो है ना? Okay. Any other biochemical definition?
Add alpha amino acid.
Hmm.
Proteins are long chain of amino acids
Hmm.
linked by peptide bonds.
Okay. So long chain of amino acid linked with the peptide bond. Any other definition?
Proteins are polymer of alpha amino acids.
Polymer of alpha amino. It's the same thing. You know, every definition I told you when I taught you by carbohydrate also. Every definition has two parts. First part रहता है where you describe general characteristic of that compound, and later in one sentence you describe how it is made up of. Okay. So can you recollect that first part of definition? Proteins are how they are different from carbohydrate and lipids. There is a one molecule or one component which is found only in protein, not in carbohydrate.
They are
And
nitrogenous compounds.
yes, so they are nitrogen containing. Can you fill the blank, fill in the gaps? Nitrogen containing.
16% by weight. They have nitrogen 16% by weight.
Nitrogen
Nitrogen
containing
containing
Nitrogen containing
organic
आगे बोलो.
compounds.
Yes, organic compound or आगे.
nitrogen containing macromolecules.
Yes, macromolecule. So it's if it's a macromolecule, what is it made up of?
Amino acids.
They are made up of amino acids. Okay. No, this is nitrogen containing organic compound, macromolecule. Mostly it is the protein in nature. That's why it's a macromolecule. High molecular weight, form colloidal solution. है कि नहीं? है ना? All these are the properties of protein. Do you agree
Yes,
or not?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So
Yes,
why
ma'am.
proteins are so important in our body? Like if you compare that in 70 kg man, around 20%, 60% is we are made up of water. Then out of that, 20% is we are made up of protein. So why protein is so much important, and why do we have protein in our body?
Ma'am, it helps in building our body.
Yes, it helps in the building our body. कैसे? How does it help?
Ma'am, protein have structural functions like collagen and elastin.
Structural as well as dynamic functions.
Yes, it has structure and dynamic. Okay, dynamic function. So can you elaborate more on structural function?
It helps in growth and development.
Growth, development. Okay. Even tissues are made up of protein.
Yes.
है ना? Tissues, फिर tissue से organ बनता है. Even whole our body framework, even bone has also protein to some extent. बराबर है ना? Collagen is you get more in the bone. So this is the one. And what are the dynamic action of protein?
They act as
Functioning
They
as
act as enzyme, blood clotting factors, immunoglobulins, etc.
transportation.
Okay, transportation,
Hormones.
hormones. Okay, okay. So with this of recap of the protein, we are starting with the protein metabolism. Now, in protein metabolism, we are going to study metabolism of protein. Means we will study different processes how protein undergoes metabolism and related disorder. So, dear students, you have to remember disorders more, and there is lot of clinical cases are asked on this topic. This protein metabolism is the topic from the paper 1, and you can see this is a core competency. Core competency means you should know it. Okay, so during this the classes of 6th lecture we are going to cover these 3 competencies, that is B1, this 5.3, BI 5.3, it is about to describe digestion and absorption of dietary protein. Then BI, that BI stands for biochemistry 5.4, it is to describe common disorders associated with the protein metabolism. And BI, that is 5.5, so we should able to interpret. So we will study interpretation of laboratory results and analyze associated with the metabolism of protein. Now remember, this is mostly knowledge based. Okay, so आपको पढ़ना है, and remember, it's not about the level of knowledge which is expected from you. It's not about just knowing. Okay, you should know the reasoning. Means you should know the facts, but you should know why they are there, or we should know the reasoning behind it. Okay, and mostly we can, if we get a chance, we can correlate or we can integrate it with the vertical integration. So most of the topics you can find this in protein metabolism. It is related with the pediatrics and disorders of general medicine. Okay, screen is visible to you all? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So with this
Yes, ma'am.
description, yes, thank you so much. So we will have the series of 3 lecture. In first lecture, like today's lecture, we will see what is the overview of protein metabolism, and in that we will also complete digestion and absorption of protein. The next lecture would be of vital processes during the catabolism of protein, that is amino acid. So deamination and transamination, and few part of ammonia metabolism we can cover. The lecture 3 would be of ammonia metabolism, urea formation and its disorder. In lecture 4, you can see that we will cover fate of carbon skeleton, then metabolism of, actually these 3, जो first 3 lectures है ना, they are, you can see these are the general metabolic reactions which are we will study, and last 3 lectures would be like an individual amino acid metabolism. Okay, so it starting from lecture 4, we will cover fate of carbon skeleton, then metabolism of glycine, and we will see what is the 1 carbon metabolism. Then lecture 5, we are going, we will try to study metabolism of aromatic amino acid, and in lecture 6, we will see the metabolism of sulfur containing amino acid and other neutral amino acid. Okay, so this is a series of 6 lecture, and laboratory interpretation of laboratory report we will take afterwards. Okay, so you have to be with me for all this 6 lecture. So now, today we are starting with the lecture 1, and here we are going to study. First, we will see what is the overview of protein metabolism in general. Okay, here we will discuss 2 things, that is protein turnover and nitrogen balance. Followed by it, we will cover first topic, that digestion and absorption of protein. So we will cover what are the processes which starts from mouth to the small intestine. Okay, and along with that, disorders of digestion and absorption. Few mention I'll give to the glucose aniline cycle and the distribution of protein in the starvation and well-fed state. Okay, so here we are starting with the first lecture. Recap actually we have done. Okay, so you know what is an amino acid. You know, amino acid is different from carbohydrate and lipids because it contains nitrogen, and it has 2 functional groups, that is amino and the carboxylic group. Okay, so this also we have covered, like we know that in the in our body, though 65% we are made up of water, you can see the major amount of our body is made up of protein, that is 20%, and you can see the remaining fat is of 10%, minerals contribute 4%, and carbohydrate 1%. So that's why protein has a very important role in our body, and they are known as a building block, because most of the protein present in our body, they are in the form of tissue protein. Okay, so let's see what is protein turnover. Okay, now how we are different, like हम बोलते हैं कि we are made up of protein. Even other compounds like non-living things, they are also made up of something. They are made of like this chair is made up of wood. Okay, but here you can see once they are made up of, they will remain static. Okay, but this doesn't happen with our body, because the protein, which we call them as a building block. Okay, so we are made up of protein. Our tissues are made up of protein, then organs are made up of protein. So these all proteins which we have in our body, it is not static. That's why we are living. It undergo turnover. Okay. What do you understand by turnover? Anyone can explain me turnover? Hello. Are you there?
The amount of protein produced in our body in a given amount of time.
That is a turnover. Okay. In general, what do you understand by turnover?
Changing patterns.
Yes,
The
changing pattern.
the
Huh?
metabolism of protein, its absorption, its excretion.
Hmm. Okay. 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 तो जैसे हमारे you can see our skin it also desquamate है ना. Every day our the upper layer of the skin like keratin it is desquamated, it is thrown out, and lower layer of skin they come up. So it is like a turnover that like every day the whatever the amount of protein we have in our body, it undergo destruction, it undergo degradation, but same amount of protein is again reformed. Okay, so you can see the gradual degradation and again resynthesis. So this is the turnover of protein, and that's why our body protein they are not static. मतलब एक बार बना तो वैसे कि वैसे ही नहीं रहेगा, but it goes on changing every day. So it is what is protein turnover? It is a continuous degradation and resynthesis of cellular protein. Okay, I hope no one is waiting in the lobby because I have okay, if you find someone waiting in the lobby, please let me know. Okay, because I have settings have been done like that, no one will wait. Okay, but please remind because I'm sharing my screen now. So continuous degradation and resynthesis of cellular protein is known as a protein turnover. Okay. So how we can explain it? Like our body, we have a body protein made up of carbon. Now every day 1 to 2% of body protein it undergoes degradation. Okay. Now it's not that every protein or any type of protein which can undergo degradation. These are the specific protein. There is a mechanism in our body to identify proteins which will undergo turnover. Okay, so like there is a tagging like ubiquitin is one of the protein which when get tagged to the protein, that protein is identified that it should undergo degradation. Okay, so you can see this is the body protein. Wait a minute, let me check lobby if someone is waiting. Okay, so you can see here, so 1 to 2% protein which is identified, it undergo turnover. So more you can see around 70 kg man, around 300 to 400 gram of protein every day it undergo degradation. But what is like beneficial out of this, that whatever protein which is degraded to the amino acid, that is the simplest part, around 75 to 80% of protein it is 75% of protein is resynthesized. So same amino acid will be utilized for rebuilding of the protein. Okay, so there is a synthesis of new protein. Okay, and remaining one like 75 to 80% is utilized for the synthesis of new protein, and remaining one, that is around 20 to 25% it undergoes catabolism, and most of it is converted into urea and it is excreted through the urine. So this is how our body protein are undergoing constantly changing, and they are known as they are under the dynamic action. Now we have seen, now we this slide it demonstrates the overview of protein metabolism. मतलब प्रोटीन जो हम खाते हैं उसका क्या होता है and how it is dealt with. Actually you can say whatever protein we eat, it undergo digestion and absorption, and this digestion, after digestion and absorption, it is converted into simpler and easily absorbable form, that is the amino acid. So in our blood it is around free amino acids are present, and that is around 100 gram. So these amino acid which are free amino acid which are present in our blood, it is known as a amino acid pool. Okay. Now we will learn protein metabolism in term of the factors which contribute to this amino acid and factors which will utilize, or the conditions where these amino acids are utilized from this pool. Okay. So can you tell me from where we will get amino acid in our blood? From where we will get amino acid in the blood? Hello.
Dietary proteins.
Dietary protein, yes. Okay, dietary protein. फिर okay, what are the second factor? Dietary protein, yes. इसके अलावा और कुछ हो सकता है? This amino acid pool. We have already learned in present.
Degradation of protein.
Yes.
Breakdown of already synthesized protein.
Yes, so degradation of our body protein. So you can see the major contributing factor for this amino acid pool is dietary protein. Every day we eat 50 to 75 gram per day of dietary proteins, and these on digestion and absorption will give the amino acid. Then second is the major contributing factor is breakdown of tissue protein. 300 to 400 grams of our body protein, they undergo breakdown, and they also release amino acid and contribute to the amino acid pool. Now, how this amino acid pool is utilized? Can you tell me how this amino acid pool is utilized?
Synthesis of various compounds.
Synthesis of various compounds. Like example, can you give me example? उसमें major
pyrimidines.
Purine, pyrimidine. Okay, okay, yes. But जो हमने अभी last slide में पढ़ा था, majority of amino acids they are utilized for the
Synthesis of protein.
Synthesis of protein synthesis.
yes, synthesis of body protein. So new body protein it is synthesized. जितना generally जितना breakdown होता है, same amount is utilized for synthesis of body protein. There include the structural tissue protein, even protein like hemoglobin, you know, plasma protein, enzymes, carcinogen in the milk, and the peptide hormones. All these are synthesized by utilizing this amino acid. Okay. Now remember this amino acid pool, though it is made up of all free amino acid. Okay. Mostly these are the non-essential amino acid, and you can see 50% of this amino acid from amino acid pool they are glutamate. Okay. Remember 50% amino acid in this pool is the glutamate. So this is amino acid. Okay. So you can see the majority of these amino acids are used for the synthesis of body protein. Then they are also utilized by synthesis of जो आपने specialized product बोले like hormones, choline, purine, nucleotides, purine pyrimidines, then coenzymes like niacin, then neurotransmitter like serotonin, melatonin, heme from hemoglobin, then creatine, phospholipid and detoxification product. And all these compounds, you can see they contain nitrogen, but they do not have the peptide linkages properly. So that's why they are known as a non-protein nitrogenous substance. Okay, so majority of this amino acid pool contribute to the synthesis of body protein. Body protein में क्या रहेगा? मतलब amino acid built with the peptide linkages, and these are specialized compound which contain nitrogen but do not have the structural resemblance with the, like a protein. So they are the non-protein nitrogen substance. अब बचा हुआ क्या होगा?
Energy.
Energy. Okay. So you can see that around 25%, 20 to 25%, it undergoes the catabolism. Okay, and how the catabolism of amino acid undergoes it, there are importance of two reactions, like they undergo transamination, like transfer of amino group, and then deamination means a removal of amino group, and as a result of these two reactions we get synthesis of keto acids. Okay, keto acids are synthesized with the removal of ammonia. So you can see the ammonia which is removed, it is detoxified and excreted in the form of urea. So every day 15 to 30 gram of urea is excreted in the urine. Okay, and that is formed from the ammonia. Now the keto acid, as you told us that it is also utilized for the energy. Okay, so these keto acid we also call it as a carbon skeleton. It can be utilized for the synthesis of glucose. by the process of gluconeogenesis. आपने क्लासिफिकेशन में भी लिखा था ग्लूकोजेनिक अमीनो एसिड, है ना, ketogenic amino acid. So amino acids are glucogenic, so they will lead to the synthesis of glucose. Even these keto acids are utilized for synthesis of non-essential amino acid. Okay, and this even few amino acid, they can undergo the oxidation process and they release energy. Okay, so this is a catabolic part of the amino acid protein metabolism. Now remember, this just like a carbohydrate, it is, what is the storage form of carbohydrate?
Glycogen.
Okay, what is the storage form of lipid?
Fats.
Fats. Lipid storage form of lipid. अच्छा, आपका lipids हुआ नहीं अभी तक. Okay, so lipids are also stored in the form of triacylglycerol. But proteins are exception here, that protein do not have any storage form. So whatever protein we eat, it will be utilized either for the synthesis of protein, synthesis of non-protein and all this reaction, and remaining protein, it will be excreted. So protein in the form of amino acid, they are excreted in the urine. So every day 0.9 to 1 gram of this amino acid, they are excreted in the urine. But remember, this excretion in normal condition, it is not identifiable by the test. You have performed the test. Which protein test you perform for the identification of protein? कौन सी टेस्ट करते हैं हम abnormal urine में? Heat coagulation test. So in normal condition, this heat coagulation test will be negative, though there is an excretion of amino acid, because that is excreted in very less quantity. Okay, so these are the overview of protein metabolism. Now remember what we are going to study. Okay, the synthesis part, like this synthesis of structural protein and synthesis of non-protein nitrogenous compound, we are not this is not included here in the protein metabolism. Okay, synthesis of protein, it would be taken in the another series, but in the protein metabolism mostly we are focused part. Okay, catabolism of part. Okay, so how it is, every amino acid, it is catabolized and it gives energy. Now one more thing, how many amino acid you know? कितने अमाइनो एसिड आपको पता है? 22. Okay, so and how many are essential and how many are non-essential?
8 are essential and 10 are non-essential.
Okay, so essential amino acids are what? How do you define the essential amino acid?
They are not synthesized by the body.
They are not
required in diet.
They are required in diet, because only when all the standard amino acids are present, then only proteins can be synthesized. Okay, so you can see the non-essential amino acid and essential amino acid can be synthesized from one of the non-essential amino acid, but essential amino acid has to be supplemented in diet. Okay, अब मैं ये इसलिए बता रही हूँ आपको क्योंकि whatever this amino acids which are present in the blood, they are different, like 20 amino acid are different, and every amino acid has a different path for its metabolism. Okay, catabolism, ठीक है, catabolism is finally like this is the like transamination, deamination, these are the process which every amino acid undergo. Apart from this, every amino acid has a different pathways of catabolism also. Okay, that's why this protein metabolism is also known as a amino acid metabolism. So first 3 lecture we are going to see what are the common metabolic pathway for all amino acid, and later on we will shift to the individual amino acid. Clear? आपको पता चल गया how the proteins are metabolized. Clear? यहाँ तक clear हो गया?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you so much. Any question you can ask. Okay, so let's move on. अभी तक हमने जो देखा, like whatever we eat in dietary protein, okay, they are converted into amino acid, and from this amino acid, most majority of it is utilized for the biosynthesis of protein, and remaining part it is excreted. Okay, it is excreted in the form of urea through the urine. Even few amino acids, they are excreted through the feces, and even you can say amino acids are lost in the sweat, in the form, because sweat is exudate, so it is the having large molecule can be there. Okay, so you can see this is the nitrogen balance, how healthy individual has. So you can see the nitrogen what we consume in the form of dietary protein. Uh, it is the we ingest the nitrogen in the form of dietary protein, and our body also excrete nitrogen in the form of this urea, sweat, feces, and few amount of nitrogen is utilized, or it, you can see it is fixed in our body. So you can see the nitrogen which we get from dietary protein, it is converted to amino acid, and these amino acids are also again fixed up in the synthesis of protein. So this is known as a fixing of nitrogen in our body. Okay. Now you can see nitrogen balance. We are studying nitrogen balance. So can you guess what it can be? A nitrogen balance. I have given you the क्या बोलेंगे background scenario. Now you just guess what can be a nitrogen balance. Hello.
Balance between formation and degradation of nitrogen.
Yes, balance between formation, or you can see this is the input method, ingestion of nitrogen. So whatever nitrogen we eat, okay, if this is equal to the nitrogen we waste, or we nitrogen which is getting excreted. So when there is a proper balance or equal amount of nitrogen is ingested and equal amount of nitrogen is excreted, then we call it as a nitrogen balance. Okay. Now, how nitrogen is excreted? Even you can see in the nitrogen is excreted in the form of, these are different non-protein nitrogenous compound. Like it is excreted in the form of blood urea nitrogen, 10 to 20 gram of urea. Nitrogen is excreted per day. Then creatinine is also excreted in the urine. आपका normal urine हो चुका है 1 to 1.5 grams per day. Then uric acid, even 500 to 700 milligram per day is excreted, and few ammonium ion are also excreted. So we lose nitrogen through these products. Okay. So now whenever this ingestion of nitrogen is equal to the excretion of nitrogen, we call it as a state of perfect nitrogen balance. But there are the processes, or there are conditions when this nitrogen balance can go in the positive or in negative phase. So can you tell me what can be the nitrogen balance would be in the positive phase or positive nitrogen balance? Just some guess कर रहे हैं. You may be wrong. We will see. Positive nitrogen balance क्या हो सकता है?
When ingestion is more than excretion.
Okay. Ingestion is more than excretion. तो क्या होगा? When excretion, ingestion is more than excretion, how does remaining nitrogen or remaining amino acid, where it will be utilized?
In making proteins.
Yes, you can see when this, yes, जब ये dietary protein, जब intake is more, so what will happen? Most of this dietary protein will be utilized for biosynthesis of protein, different tissue protein. Okay, so we will have this ingestion part is more than the excretion. Okay, so we can see this is known as a positive nitrogen balance. Can you give me example? Just guess where we can have a example of this test where we get a positive nitrogen balance. कहाँ मिलता है? There are the condition where there is more synthesis of protein goes on.
In small children.
In small children, yes, in growing phase, small children, even at the puberty. Okay, so we get the positive nitrogen balance. Even you can see in pregnancy and lactation, there is synthesis of tissues protein is more as compared to excretion. So these are all conditions where we get the positive nitrogen balance. Okay, so what can be a negative nitrogen balance? Negative nitrogen balance क्या होगा?
More output and less input.
So you can see the ingestion is less, okay, and excretion is more. So what will happen to this part, biosynthesis of protein? होगा क्या उसमें?
नहीं.
नहीं होगा because excision ज्यादा हो रहा है. So this biosynthesis of protein is not done. Even more degradation of protein होगा, है ना? So what are the condition where we may get the negative nitrogen balance? कौन से
Old
condition?
age.
Old
Yes,
age.
old age में हो सकता है. Yes. और कुछ?
Liver problems.
Liver problem. Okay, synthesis of protein नहीं होगा. Okay, और कुछ?
A low protein diet.
Low protein diet. ठीक है, ठीक है. Okay, what happened when you are having fever? उसमें क्या होता है? Fever में क्या होता है? There is more degradation of protein. Okay, more loss of protein through the urea, sweat, and feces. Okay, even there are conditions like malignancy, cancer. Okay, cancer हमें लगता है कि it's a more cell growth, but cell growth जितनी होती है उतना ही destruction भी होता है. So you can see that is also the cancerous condition. Even convalescent phase, जब कोई person who is recovering from long term illness, that in that condition also the more of the protein they are excited more rather than use of the biosynthesis. Okay, so you can see the positive nitrogen balance. Example is growing age, puberty, and tissue repair after the surgery or the trauma, where you get the positive nitrogen balance. Okay, now negative nitrogen balance occurs in the fever, where more the tissue breakdown occur because of protein turnover, starvation, then cachexia condition मतलब जहाँ खाना नहीं जा रहा है and patient is losing protein, he is actually using protein for the calorie purpose, then convalescence and the cancer. So remember this nitrogen balance, you may get a short note on nitrogen balance. Okay, so you should know what is nitrogen balance, how it is maintained, and what are the conditions where you get positive and negative nitrogen balance. Okay, clear to you nitrogen balance? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
now okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is like you can see the preamble for protein metabolism is done. Now we will move toward the first part of protein metabolism, and like you have studied in carbohydrate also. So first it starts with the digestion and then absorption of protein. Okay, can anybody define what is a digestion? Digestion क्या होता है? What is the digestion?
Breakdown of proteins.
It's a
Breakdown
breakdown. Okay, how it is broken down?
enzymes.
Enzymes.
Okay, okay. Digestion का simple सा definition है ना एक. It is the conversion of complex
substance into
simple और simpler और क्या रहता है? How it will get absorbed?
Probably from
Simpler and water soluble component. Okay, so like a polypeptide or protein, they will be digested to the क्या होगा? What is the end product of digestion of protein? What should be the end product of digestion of protein?
Amino acids.
It should be amino acid. Okay, amino acid or at the most dipeptides. Okay, so this should be the digestion. So you can see it starts in stomach. Okay, and completes in the lower part of small intestine. But digestion actually ये थोड़ा सा मैं सेंटेंस को चेंज करना चाहूंगी. Digestion it starts in stomach. Yes, it skips the mouth and it completes in the lower part of small intestine. Okay, now you had defined protein. Can one more time you tell you define the protein for me, please? Define protein, how they are made up of?
नाइट्रोजन कंटेनिंग मैक्रोमोलिक्यूल्स.
नहीं, अब दूसरा चाहिए मुझे. सेकेंड पार्ट ऑफ द डेफिनेशन. हाउ प्रोटीन मेड अप ऑफ?
chain of amino acids.
Chain of peptide, chain of amino acid. How they are linked?
लिंक बाय पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड.
Peptide bond. Okay. Now अगर मुझे प्रोटीन को डाइजेस्ट करना है तो क्या करना पड़ेगा?
Peptide bond को break करना पड़ेगा.
Peptide bond
Absorb the
को
alpha amino acids.
to form. Can you repeat please?
Absorb the amino acids by breaking the peptide bonds.
Absorption बाद में होगा, पहले ब्रेकिंग होगा, है ना? First there should be a breaking of peptide bonds. Okay. So tell me, what are the enzyme which will help in the breaking of this peptide bond?
Trypsin.
No, just general category of enzyme. जैसे digestion of carbohydrate में you have amylase. Pardon?
Protease.
Proteases. Okay, proteases will protein. Huh? Protein is, you know, it is made up of like a tertiary structure वगैरह. तो वो जो assembly change करता है ना, assembly of protein is like a first is a denaturation. So we get the polypeptide linkage. Now this polypeptide has to be adsorbed. Okay. So what can be the enzyme which will cause the digestion of protein? It should be a peptidases. Okay, clear? So peptidases are the enzyme which will cleave the peptide bond. Okay. Now, if you remember the primary structure of protein, okay, what are the two ends of protein molecule or polypeptide link chain? What are the two ends?
N-terminal and C-terminal.
N-terminal and C-terminal. Okay. Now I am blackboard में miss कर रही हूँ. So you can see the protein, the polypeptide chain starts from N-terminal and C-terminal. So N and C-terminal amino acids are the terminal amino acid. Okay. और उसके अलावा जो भी बीच के amino acid रहते हैं, they are known as the internal amino acids. Okay. Clear? Now why I am explaining it? Because we have different peptidases and these peptidases are also bond specific. Like every peptide linkage will not act on every bond or the bond present everywhere. Clear? समझ में आ रहा है? So we can classify peptidases into the exopeptidases and endopeptidases. Now exopeptidases मतलब क्या होगा? What will be the exopeptidase?
Cut at inside.
Yes. So when this enzyme will cut at the terminal amino acid, either it can cut the amino acid from N-terminal and that we will call it as a aminopeptidases, or this exopeptidases will cleave amino acid from carboxy terminal and we will call it as a carboxypeptidases. Okay. So what will be the end product of action of this exopeptidases? क्या रहेगा end product? What we will get? क्या मिलेगा?
Leads to the release of amino acids.
Yes. So it will lead to the free amino acids. So exopeptidases will give you free amino acid. Okay. Now you can see the what is endopeptidases. So endopeptidases you can see it will act on the internal linkages, internal peptide linkages. Now these endopeptidases, they are also specific, you know, and जैसे specificity is the property of enzyme. And we have studied like there is a bond specificity, like that there is a group specificity also. Okay. So these endopeptidases are specific for amino acid. मतलब कोई peptidase, कोई भी enzyme कहीं भी जाके काम नहीं करेगा. They have its क्या बोलेंगे, वो उनकी खुद की एक condition है कि no, like I'll act only on the aromatic amino acid. I'll act only on the neutral amino acid. So like that they have the specificity. So okay, what will be the product of endopeptidases, action of endopeptidases?
Two chains, different chains.
Yes, we will get the peptides, you know, small peptides we can get either long chain or small chain peptides we will get as the product of endopeptidases, but we will never get the free amino acid. Clear? So this is how enzyme will act. Okay. So now this slide is very, very important. And in this slide, we will cover whole the process of digestion of protein. Now we have seen that as usual, digestion starts from the mouth, but in no enzyme present which can act on the protein. So this protein skips digestion in the mouth and they enter in the stomach. Okay. Now stomach, as food bolus enter in the stomach, it leads to the release of hormone gastrin. Dekho, now you have to remember that we will study the process of digestion of protein in 3 steps. First step is there should be a release of hormone. Now this hormone will activate enzymes and these enzymes will act on the specific peptide bonds. Clear? So everywhere we are going to address this digestion in 3 steps. First is the hormone, second is the enzyme, and third is the specificity of enzyme for the peptide linkages. Okay. So in stomach, as this food bolus enters, it leads to the synthesis. It stimulates the synthesis of hormone gastrin. Now, gastrin, it synthesized from the parietal cell of the gastric wall. Now, this, because of gastrin, there is a secretion of HCl. HCl is, you can see, it is the acid. So, what will happen if the acid is secreted in the stomach? It will reduce the pH of gastric juice around 1 to 2. Okay. Now, reduction of gastric pH or acidity in the gastric juice, it will help in 2 ways. That it will act as an antiseptic because it will kill all the microbes which are contaminant of the food. And second thing, this HCl or reduced acidity, it will activate pepsinogen. Now, pepsinogen, you know, these are the zymogen form of the enzyme. Most of the peptidases, they are kept in our body in the inactive form. That is, inactive form is zymogen form. Okay. Can you tell me why this all enzyme peptidases, they are kept in the inactive form? अगर active form में रखते थे तो क्या होता था?
To prevent cell autolysis.
Yes. If they all are present in active form, they will start digesting our own body protein. Okay, so to prevent them that auto digestion, these are kept in the inactive form, that is a zymogen form, and on the proper stimulus they are activated. So you can see this HCl, secretion of HCl, it cleaves the one of the the 44 chain amino acid linkages on the N terminal of pepsinogen, and this pepsinogen is converted into pepsin. Now remember, once pepsin is formed, it will again catalyze its own production. The pepsin again catalyzes its own production through the pepsinogen, and this is known as autocatalysis. Okay, so pepsin is synthesized here. Now pepsin has a bond specificity, so it will cleave the peptide linkages. Okay, this is the endopeptidase. Pepsin is an endopeptidase, and it will cleave the peptide bond which are bound by the aromatic amino acid like phenylalanine, tyrosine, tryptophan, and one more, that is the methionine. Okay, so you have to remember that. So pepsin will act only on this bond, and it will lead to the synthesis of oligopeptide. Okay, now one more thing here you need to consider is that a renin. Now this renin, remember what is the spelling of renin? R-E-N-N-I-N. Okay. Do you remember और कोई renin है क्या हमारे body में? Do you remember any other renin?
Kidney.
What is the spelling of that?
Secreted by
RENIN.
Okay, so यहाँ सिर्फ गड़बड़ एक double bond की है, लेकिन remember these are two different renin, and these renin, this is also enzyme. This is synthesized. This is found in the infant. Okay, और infant में क्या होता है? ये renin जो है, it acts on the milk, the casein of milk, and it converts the casein of milk into calcium paracaseinate, and this paracaseinate is easier to digest later on. So this in adult we don't found this renin, we don't get renin, but it is found in the infant. Okay, so this is how the digestion occurs in the stomach. Now what was which of a food or chyme which is present in the stomach? क्या रहेगा? क्या है? Medium क्या है यहाँ? Hello.
acidic.
Acidic. Okay. So now this chyme, acidic chyme, will be move in the intestine, small intestine. This is the first part of intestine. Now what happened? The here peptidases which are present in the first part of intestine, actually they are synthesized from the pancreas. We get them from the pancreas. So they act on neutral pH or slightly alkaline pH. Okay, so what happened in the process in the small intestine when this acidic chyme enters in the intestine? क्या होता है यहाँ? it leads to the stimulation of hormones cholecystokinin, pancreozymin, and secretin. Now, what is the action of cholecystokinin? Cholecystokinin acts on gallbladder and leads to the emptying of bile in the intestine. Then pancreozymin acts on it stimulates gallbladder also, and it stimulates pancreas to synthesize pancreatic juice. And secretin, it stimulates the cells of intestine and leads to the synthesis of bicarbonate. So what is going to be changed here? ये acidic chyme का क्या होगा यहाँ? It will be neutralized first. Yes, and then it will attain the basic pH. So at this basic pH, you can see all the enzymes are active. Okay. So what happens in pancreas? So there is a first enzyme which is a trypsinogen. Now there is a small protein which is known as enteropeptidase. This is, you can see, enzyme, small enzyme. This enzyme will convert this trypsinogen into trypsin, again by breaking N-terminal amino acids. And trypsin now once it is active, it acts as a common activator for all these other peptidases. Like it activates chymosinogen, it activates proelastase, and it also activates procarboxypeptidase. So how this trypsin? It is a common activator for all. One more thing, just like as a pepsin, it undergo autocatalysis. So once trypsin is formed, it leads to its own generation again. So trypsin goes on continuously forming. Okay. So what is the action of trypsin? Now trypsin is an endopeptidase and it acts on the basic amino acid only, like arginine and lysine. Okay. Now how does trypsin also activate? Like chymotrypsinogen is converted into chymotrypsin. And specificity of chymotrypsin is that it acts on the aromatic amino acid and along like phenylalanine, tyrosine tryptophan, and methionine, and along with the leucine. So this is the specificity of chymotrypsin. Same proelastase is also converted into elastase and it acts on the non-polar amino acid like alanine, glycine, and serine. Now carboxypeptidase. How it is different from this trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, proelastase? Can anyone tell me how this carboxypeptidase will be different? कैसे different होगा? ये तीनों क्या है? Endopeptidase. And this carboxypeptidase name itself suggests that it is the exopeptidase, and it acts at, yes, and it acts at the carboxy terminal. So here you can get this carboxypeptidase. We have two, A and B. So A is a specific for a small amino acid like alanine, isoleucine, and valine, while B for basic. So B is for the arginine and lysine. आपको थोड़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी यहाँ स्पेसिफिसिटी ध्यान में रखने के लिए. तो आप थोड़ा देख सकते हो, like trypsin and carboxypeptidase B has the same specificity, like pepsin and chymotrypsin same, सिर्फ chymotrypsin में एक leucine add कर दो. Okay, so like that you have to find your own ways to remember the specificity. Okay, now remember this trypsin, chymotrypsin, elastase, all these are known as a serine proteases. Why serine proteases? Because they have serine at its active site. And you can say there is a catalytic triad like serine, histidine, and arginine. So these, when they are present in the active site, they are known as a catalytic triad, and that leads to the proper catalysis. Apart from this all enzyme, there is a specific enzyme like collagenase, elastocollagens, and mucoproteinase. They will act on the derivative of this protein and they lead to the degradation of respective proteins. Okay, so this is about the digestion of protein in stomach and small intestine. So what we get product in the digestion of protein in small intestine? क्या क्या मिलेगा हमें? क्या मिल रहा है? What is the end product? हेलो, जैसे स्टमक में हमको ऑलिगोपेप्टाइड मिले थे, ओके, यहाँ हमें क्या क्या मिलेगा? There are so many enzymes acting at different bonds. Are you there?
Small peptides.
Small peptide. Okay, small peptide. और उसके साथ साथ और कुछ मिल सकता है?
Amino acids.
Free amino acid. Yes, carboxypeptidase है ना यहाँ. So these carboxypeptidase will give you free amino acid, while there's so many, like all the 3 amino acid, they are going to cleave polypeptide into smaller and smaller. So you get like a smaller peptides, okay? Even bipeptide you can get, okay? So like that we'll get at the end of the digestion of protein. So you can see the end product of digestion of protein is the mostly you get dipeptides and free amino acid. Now how they are further digested? So in the intestine also, at the intestinal brush border, there are few enzymes again, that is aminopeptidases and dipeptidases. So this aminopeptidase will act on the amino terminal and cleave that amino acid to give you free amino acid. Dipeptidases will cleave the amino acid with peptide with 2 amino acid, and again it is going to give you free amino acid. So in the intestine you will get the free amino acid. Okay, so this completes the digestion of protein. Okay, now we are going to the absorption of protein. Okay, so can you tell me how what are the types of absorption mechanism protein follows? क्योंकि कुछ ओवरलैपिंग हुए हैं, कार्बोहाइड्रेट मेटाबॉलिज्म में भी आपने पढ़ा है. Any pathway where protein is also absorbed along with the carbohydrate? होता है क्या? होता है क्या? Do you remember?
Chylomicrons.
Chylomicron तो lipids हो गया बेटा. Carbohydrate I am asking.
Alanine cycle.
Yes, alanine cycle. Alanine cycle is transfer. Okay, glucose is transferred in the form of alanine. We are talking about absorption. मतलब ये intestinal pipe से it will enter in the intestinal cell. How it will enter? Okay. So
Pacylated diffusion.
Yes, pacylated diffusion. You can see there are different transporters which are present for different amino acid. Okay. Even one of the transporter, you know, it is shared by the glucose and protein together. Okay. So this is also active mechanism by which the proteins are absorbed in the intestinal cell, and most of them transporters are present here. So you can see mostly the D-alpha amino acid, they are absorbed by the passive diffusion. They can just enter in the cell through the passive diffusion, while L-alpha amino acid, they are taken up with the active diffusion. Okay. So active diffusion, it takes part the glucose transporter with use of sodium potassium pump. Now one more specific transporter mechanism is present here, that is known as gamma glutamyl cycle or Meester cycle. We'll see in another slide how it is, because it's a special type of transport mechanism, though expensive, it's a special. Now there are again 6 different transport proteins are present, which helps in the transport of short chain and neutral amino acid. Even there is a specialized transport mechanism for long chain neutral and aromatic amino acid. Basic amino acid has a different transporter. Acidic amino acid has a different transporter. Then amino acid and even beta amino acid, they are also different. They have different transport protein by which they are absorbed in the intestinal cell. Okay. So these are the ways by which the absorption is taking place. Now what happened once this protein, I told you that the amino acid enters in the cell, even few dipeptides are also entered, and then they are also again hydrolyzed here. अगर dipeptide भी आए तो they are hydrolyzed here and converted into free amino acid, and these amino acid will skip from this side of cell, okay, counter side of the cell, and they will enter in the portal circulation. Okay, from intestine they enter in the portal circulation, and from portal circulation they are distributed to the different cells or different tissues where they are utilized. So this is the absorption of protein in the intestine. Now we'll see the special reference about this glutamyl cycle, gamma glutamyl cycle, which is known as a Meester cycle. This may be MCQ or 2-mark question BAQ asked here. Now you can see this is a special type of transport mechanism which occurs only in 3 tissues: intestine, kidney tubule and brain. Okay, and it is also it is not active every time, but it is active only in case where there is the fast absorption of glutamine and cysteine is required. Okay. अब ये क्यों नहीं, why it is not active in every time? Because you can see it is the most, it is like a going to the 5-star hotel. So for internalize one amino acid, we need to synthesize, there are requirement, like we need to have glutathione, so it utilize glutathione, and second you can see it is utilizing 3 ATP. Okay, so it is very costly actually. एक amino acid को अंदर लाने के लिए we have to 3 ATPs are consumed, so that's why it is not active every time, but it is activated in between whenever there is a fast absorption of glutamine and cysteine are needed in this intestine and kidney tubule and brain. Okay, so this is a gamma glutamyl cycle. This can be a BAQ question. You need to remember. Though ये बाकी सब याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है, सिर्फ basic salient feature याद रखो. Okay. Now we have seen that the cells तो through the portal circulation it will be given to the, it will be distributed to the different cell. Okay. Now how the cells, how inside the cell this protein or amino acid undergo degradation. I had given you reference of ubiquitin in first slide only, the protein turnover, है ना? So in tissue how the proteins are separated, are segregated by the tagging with the ubiquitin. Okay, so this ubiquitin is a non-lysosomal ATP-dependent protein. When tagged to the certain protein, it get isolated, and that protein is identified by the cell that it is the degradable protein. Now, apart from this, in our cells, we have the lysosome, and lysosome has a cathepsin. So this cathepsin is is used for the proteolysis of the amino acid or protein in the cell. Now this cathepsin has an importance, like you know, in cancer there is different type of like the cell growth is very fast. Okay, but these cells, cancerous cell, they also secrete this lysosomal cathepsin. तो ये क्या करते हैं, ये कैंसर सेल ये आजू बाजू का एक्स्ट्रा सेल्युलर जो मैट्रिक्स है, it get hydrolyzed, and that's why this cancer cell can easily transport it from one place to another place. This is how cancer is spread very fast in our body. This is because this lysosomal cathepsin is secreted by the cancer cell also. Okay. Now proteasome is the assembly. This is actually cylindrical assembly in the cell. What will happen? This ubiquitin tagged protein, when they are identified, are passed into this assembly inside, and proteolytic enzymes are surround to this disc. Okay, and this leads to the degradation of protein. Now there are, you can see these are some diseases which I have mentioned in red color, like Alzheimer disease, Parkinsonism disease, Huntington's disease, and amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. All these are neurodegenerative disorders. Okay, अब ये neurodegenerative disorders क्यों होते हैं? Because there is accumulation of abnormal protein. अब abnormal protein कहाँ से होंगे? When these proteins are not degraded properly. So because of non-functioning of this proteasome, or ubiquitin is not functioning properly, so what will happen? The protein which are जिनको होना था degrade, वो भी degrade नहीं हो रहे. So what will happen? It will keep on accumulating, and it will accumulate, and that leads to the disorders. That will lead to the certain disorders like this, the neurodegenerative disorder. Okay, remember, dear students, I am focusing more on the disorders. Okay, and try to memorize this disorder, because most of the now in competency based curricula, more focus is on the applied part of the biochemistry. And applied में क्या आता है? Mostly you should able to correlate. Okay, I told you previously that the level of knowledge is know how. मतलब आपको पता होना चाहिए किसके वजह से कौन से डिसऑर्डर हो रहे हैं, and you should able to explain, you should able to give reasoning why this disorder is happening, or why their disorders are related to the protein metabolism. Okay, So these are the disorder about the protein. Now we are coming to the disorders related to the absorption of protein. Okay, so you can see हमने देखा था like the most of the protein they are digested to the amino acid at the most dipeptide. Okay, this ये dipeptide भी when they are internalized in the cell also if dipeptide enter it will again hydrolyze into the amino acid. But what happens sometime this oligopeptide like around tripeptide or having three or four amino acid, these oligopeptide they can pass, means they don't enter in the intestinal cell, but they go from the paracellular passage and they directly enter in the blood. What will happen now? In the blood they are taken as an antigen because they are not a normal component. Normally क्या आना चाहिए? Amino acid आने चाहिए, but instead of amino acid this oligopeptide when they enter in the blood by bypassing the intestinal cell, they are taken up as an antigen and they cause the allergic reaction. तो food allergy जो होती है ना, mostly like some people are allergic to the milk, some people mostly this food allergy is found for the fish protein also. So this happens because this oligopeptide they skips the intestinal cell and enters in the blood. Okay, so this is responsible for food and allergy. Now if जो हमने बताया था food allergy is really not it's a disorder, but in the same basis it is the like in fetus you can this IgA or this is also big molecule. Okay, this IgA immunoglobulin it also get transferred from fetus to the mother. Okay, and this gives the immunity to the fetus. Okay, so this is, you can see, this is one of the advantage passage of the small peptide without digestion. Okay, then even some cysteine molecule, the cysteine, you know, it is made up of 2 amino acid. It also may skip some time in the digestion and it enters in the bloodstream. So this cysteine it may accumulate in the kidney and that may lead to the renal calculi. So these are the disorders due to the improper digestion or absorption of protein. Apart from this, there are you can see this is a family of disorders. Okay, you can see this is disorders related to the defect in the absorption of small and neutral amino acid. So in that case, alanine, serine and threonine will not be transported. Okay, अब ये क्या होगा when this amino acids are not getting into the blood? It will be developed as a deficiency disorder. Okay, अब alanine, serine, threonine, our body will not get the supply of this amino acid. Okay, now here you can get second disorder is like when the transporter for large neutral and aromatic amino acid is not functioning properly. So what will happen? The amino acid like isoleucine, leucine, valine, tyrosine, tryptophan, phenylalanine, these all you can see most of them are the essential amino acid. So these essential amino acids are not getting absorbed in our body. So what will happen? It will lead to the deficiency disorders of this amino acid. You can see tryptophan, it is deficiency of tryptophan, it will lead to the pellagra-like symptom, because this deficiency of tryptophan, it will lead to the diarrhea, dementia and dermatitis, and this disease is known as a heart nerve disease. Remember, this heart nerve disease, it was named because the heart nerve was the first family was being affected, or it was identified to be affected with this disorder. So heart nerve disease is very important. This is because of defect in the transporter of large neutral and aromatic amino acid, and there is a deficiency the amino acid like isoleucine, leucine, valine, tyrosine, tryptophan and phenylalanine, they are not transported, they are not absorbed, so that lead to the deficiency of pellagra. Even you can get there is a deficiency of neurotransmitters which are from tryptophan like serotonin and melatonin. So it leads to the mental retardation also. Okay, so this is the Hartnup disease, you have to remember. Now whenever there is a defect in the transporter of basic amino acid, so arginine, lysine, ornithine and cysteine, it will not be transported properly. So what will happen? It will lead to the increased excretion of this amino acid, and that will lead to the cystinuria. Same way there is proline and glycine, when it is not absorbed, that will lead to the glycinuria. Now acidic amino acid, when their defective absorption is there, so it will lead to the deficiency of glutamic and aspartic acid transportation. Okay, so these all disorders will cause the decrease in the amino acid as well as specific amino acid. Okay, and this is because lack of specific transporter. So sometimes this taking up or the taking different peptide linkages can help to cause the to overcome its deficiency, because you can see one amino acid can take one or more type of transport mechanism to get absorbed. Okay, so this was the about absorption. Now this is the glucose alanine cycle. आपने पढ़ा होगा ये कार्बोहाइड्रेट मेटाबॉलिज्म में, पढ़ा है ना? हेलो,
Yes, ma'am.
क्या है ये? Can anyone explain? There you must have learned it as a Curie cycle, you know, how glucose is converted into the alanine. And here you can see in the muscle, this muscle, glucose is utilized for the muscular contraction, and it is converted into pyruvate. Okay, now pyruvate can be converted into lactic acid, but this pyruvate can undergo transamination and it will form alanine. Okay, with transamination reaction, and this alanine is it comes in the blood, and it is through the blood it enters in the liver again. Okay, liver में क्या होता है? Again it undergo deamination and it is converted into ketoacid pyruvate, and from pyruvate again through the gluconeogenesis it leads to synthesis of glucose. And glucose फिर से क्या होता है? This glucose will again come back in the circulation, and it will be supplied to the muscle. So you can see there is the alternate transport of glucose and alanine. Actually this glucose is transported in the form of alanine from muscle to the liver, and there is again it is a resynthesized in the muscle and from in the liver, and from liver is again it is transported to the glucose. So this is glucose alanine cycle where alanine takes part in the circulation of glucose. Now you can see in starvation what happened. This muscle undergo contraction and it releases amino acid. Like the alanine, which will be, we have seen, it will be utilized by the liver for the gluconeogenesis. Then the kidney utilize glutamine. Okay, and valine, brain is mostly dependent on the branch chain amino acid. So valine will take up by the brain, and it will utilize it for the energy purpose. Okay, and what happened in well-fed state? Well-fed state में उल्टा होता है, like when from the intestine the amino acids absorbed, and alanine it enters in the muscle. Again same, from the muscle the valine will enter in the brain, glutamine will be utilized by the kidney, and this is how the transport is occur. Okay, now I'll stop my sharing. Hello. Presentation has been stopped. Presentation has been stopped. Stop now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, can you see this whiteboard? दिख रहा है आपको whiteboard?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
want to give you few like some insight for next class. ठीक है? आपको दिखता है क्या मुझे बताना? Let me try. I'm trying just.
No, ma'am, it's not visible clear.
Not clearly visible. थोड़ा मैं पास. Is it clear now? Let me try. अगर हुआ तो we will continue. Like to next class. Am I visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
But not clear. Okay. Board is visible to you? Board?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. ठीक है. So amino acid में कौन से दो functional group रहते हैं? What are the two functional group? Like
Amino group and carboxyl.
Okay, you can see this is NH2 and this is COOH. बराबर है?
Yes, ma'am.
So amino acid is made up of carboxylic group and amino group. Okay. Now catabolism. Next class will be of catabolism of amino acid. So what happened? First step in degradation of amino acid is the removal of this ammonia. Okay. Removal of ammonia and that will be released in the form of ammonium ion. Okay. But remember that how many amino acid we have? How many amino acids?
22.
22.
22.
amino acid. Okay. But एक यहाँ problem ये है कि only glutamate, you know glutamic acid.
Yes, ma'am.
Only that amino acid can undergo deamination. Okay. Only glutamic acid can undergo deamination. अब हम जब बोल रहे हैं कि first process for degradation of amino acid is removal of ammonia and only glutamic acid is the only amino acid which undergo this deamination. So how other 20 amino acid will be metabolized? क्या करना पड़ेगा?
They are converted into glutamic acid.
They should be converted into glutamic acid. Okay, so what is the process by which they can be converted into glutamic acid?
Transamination.
Very good. So what will happen with help of transamination? All these amino acids are converted into glutamic acid, and then glutamic acid is converted into the ammonia. It undergoes deamination. This ammonia is removed. It is detoxified in the form of urea, and it is excreted in the urine. Okay. So can we write the catabolism of amino acid like that? You can see this is the amino acid. It undergoes first deamination. Deamination के लिए भी पहले क्या करना पड़ेगा हमें? First there should be transamination. So transamination process is that it reacts with alpha ketoglutarate so that this amino acid is converted into keto acid. And which amino acid we are getting here? New amino acid. कौन सा मिलेगा?
Glutamate.
Glutamate.
Glutamate. Okay, this process is known as transamination. Okay, now this keto acid, now we have got glutamate and keto acid. So this glutamate will undergo deamination and this glutamate will undergo deamination and this ammonia will be converted into urea by the process of urea cycle. Now what will happen to keto acid? Okay, now this keto acid is also known as a carbon skeleton sometime, and this keto acid can have a different fate. Like it can be again utilized for the synthesis of glucose. It can be utilized for synthesis of non-essential amino acid. It can be completely oxidized and we get the energy. Okay, and it can be utilized for the synthesis of fats. Okay, so this is how the complete degradation of amino acid occurs. So tomorrow we will see two processes. Lecture this is transamination and this is deamination. Okay, so आप पढ़ के आओ and we'll continue in next class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Any questions? Questions? Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Get the PPT.
Yeah, PPT I'll send. I think I keep on altering my PPT. So I prefer that I should send you at last once my like whole lecture series is over. क्योंकि मैं पिछले साल की भेजूंगी तो मैं उसको alter करूंगी अभी. So I think वो every time we try to improve ourselves. So I'll send later. Okay. Till that,
Done.
remember, yeah, you have to study through the textbook. ओके क्योंकि BAQ जो आते हैं वो PPT से आपको आंसर यू कैन नॉट आंसर सो बी इन हैबिट ऑन रीडिंग टेक्स्ट बुक एंड टेक्स्ट बुक में भी पॉइंट्स अगर आपको पढ़ने हैं वो ठीक है एग्जाम के टाइम पे बट नाउ you try to learn topic as a whole then only you are able to answer MCQs and BAQs clear okay
Yes, ma'am.
so I'm ending
Yes,
with
ma'am.
tomorrow at 8. Okay, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, when our offline colleges are going to start?
We are in
Any
the
idea?
we are still on the surge of pandemic और अभी तक पीक आया नहीं है हमारे यहाँ जब पीक होगा then only it will recede back तो it is like जून तक तो कहा जा रहा है या mid of May maybe we will like start our cases will start going down तो mid of May के बाद ही हो सकता है and mostly you will able to join in June only. Do you get any circular about vacations, summer vacations?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, not yet.
Okay, ठीक है. तो we'll continue. अपना चैप हो जाएगा. At least this protein metabolism तो भी हो जाना चाहिए. Okay. Okay. Thank you,
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.